You're listening to My Grito Podcast Network, celebrating the culture of Chicanos and Latinos one story and voice at a time. Listen to more My Grito Podcast Network shows over at mygrito.net. Connect on social, on Instagram and Facebook at My Grito, the My Grito Podcast Network.
3, 2, 1. Kristen.
Hi.
How are you?
Cool.
You want that shot now?
I'm ready.
Howler Head, ladies and gentlemen. So this is actually a Kentucky Straight Oats bourbon whiskey.
Oh, man.
With natural banana flavor.
I hope hair doesn't grow on my chest. We're starting off strong.
We are. I'll take a shot with you.
Okay. And
then I'm going to try this non-alcoholic cocktail a little bit later. That's a shot, or?
I think that's about right.
That's about right. We're eyeballing it, ladies and gentlemen. There you go. Cheers.
Salud.
Was that a shot?
That was really good.
It was good. Can you taste the banana in there?
A teeny tiny bit.
Yeah?
Teeny tiny.
Let me know if you want another one.
We'll see how this goes.
Kristen, thanks for coming out and doing the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
I appreciate it. Thanks for coming out. So tell me a little bit about Socal Trash Army.
Oh, man. Socal Trash Army. That just kind of randomly happened, actually. I almost changed the name, too.
Really?
Seriously.
It's actually a really cool name.
Everybody says that.
Yeah.
So I kept it. I was kind of thinking it wasn't tying into everything that I do now.
I'm going to pull this just a little bit right there. There we go. Okay. All right. Now you're good.
All right. But yeah, it just happened, actually. It happened so quickly, and in a time in my life where I needed to find purpose. So with that came Socal Trash Army. And now it's kind of just this thing where everybody is supporting me so much.
And it started in 2019, correct?
Correct.
So how was like the organization and the grouping like in during the pandemic in 2020?
We were under a lot of pressure to stay quiet about our events.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We knew that having gatherings and that type of thing wasn't really supported and not even allowed. And we were hearing, you can get in trouble by the government, that types of deal. But we honestly didn't care. Mm-hmm. We wanted to get people outside. We knew that there was, a lot of people that are like me, mentally need to be outdoors. And there's still this need for the land to be taken care of. So we just kind of said, screw it, and let's just do it.
And you just kept on congregating and...
Yeah.
Okay.
We just kept coming. People kept showing up.
So what is Socal Trash Army? Can you tell us?
So at first, we just basically started out as trash pickers. I've been picking up trash in Lytle Creek since I was 16.
Where's Lytle Creek?
It's right here in the San Bernardino Mountains.
Okay.
San Gabriel, San Bernardino Mountains. And, I grew up in Fontana, and I would go up to Lytle Creek when I was a teenager, go hang out with my friends, go smoke some weed, and just kind of be out in nature, be away from parents and the city.
Right.
So, but yeah, I started young, and then I just would always go out there. Anytime I wanted to hang out, anytime I just needed to get away. I lived a stressful lifestyle as a child. So anytime I can get out of my house, I'd go up there. I would pick up trash, even at that point, so many years ago, in 1996. But yeah, I loved being out there. And so when I got injured from my job, and again, trying to find purpose in life, I just decided to really get back into Lytle Creek and hike every day, since my legs worked and my arms didn't. Mm-hmm. So I'd spend day after day being out there and realizing that I had limitations at that point.
So you said when your legs worked and your arms didn't. How did that happen?
Yeah, man. So I was initially a tattooer. I had my own business. I was in downtown Upland. I tattooed makeup. I traveled actually the whole United States doing ballroom makeup for professionals.
What's ballroom makeup? What is that?
Like ballroom dancers.
Oh, okay.
Like, you know how they have the crazy makeup and their hair and they look so, chiseled.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Okay.
These females would sleep 3 days in their makeup and their hair. They were dedicated.
Oh, you're not. You're serious.
No,
3 days.
I'm dead serious.
Wow.
If they had a competition for 3 days straight, they would sleep sitting up.
So you can give me like a nose job with makeup?
Totally.
Oh.
Oh,
I'm in.
something like that. Okay.
Yeah, we would change people's look completely. But I did that, and I had an awesome job, but I needed health benefits. And although I was a healthy female at that time, health benefits for me would cost $450.
Whoa.
So I applied at Costco, not thinking I would get hired, and I did. And that part-time job turned into a full-time job, and that full-time job basically took over my life. I got hurt on my job. One day I woke up and I couldn't lift my hand to my mouth to brush my teeth. And I couldn't lift the left one. And then I realized how bad it was.
Can you talk about your injury? Like what actually happened?
Yeah. So I worked for Costco, and literally, legally, I'm not supposed to say that, but I really don't get an, and I don't give an F. Like, I worked at Costco. I worked really hard. Working in a warehouse, they demand numbers from you. They demand a high quality, a product to push through to the consumer. And I had just, been working the same position for 4 years. Overhead lifting off racks that are 6 feet tall and trays that would weigh up to 100 pounds. And I'm 5'4". So my wings just literally gave out. I literally suffered from 14 documented injuries at the time of being examined. So Costco was found 100% at fault. I got a little tiny payout because people don't realize when they go to work every day that they have a price on their head already from their companies. And that price isn't exactly what you think you're worth. So after a long process of healing and legally dealing with a bunch of BS and going through that trauma. Oh, and after getting hurt, 2 weeks later, finding out that I was expecting my first baby.
Oh.
Yeah. Life literally changed for me. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's a big change.
Yeah, I blew out both shoulders. I have identical rotator cuff tears at 9 o'clock. I have a C-spine injury from C3 to C7. I literally tore both bicipitals. I have really bad carpal tunnel. I blew out both my elbows. Like, I'm glad I look normal, but it is frustrating at times looking normal and being out there like I am.
Right. Dang, do you still feel some of that pain, on a day-to-day basis?
Every day.
Yeah.
That's why I smoke so much weed.
No, I bet it helps with the inflammation and everything else. It's a powerful thing, man.
Well, honestly, I would be spending the rest of my life on pills, and I'm just not about that life. I refuse to buy into the pharmaceutical companies and spend that money and ruin other parts of my body that are working and functioning just perfectly. Right. So, being medicated with cannabis, I'm a strong advocate for it. Some of my sponsors are, cannabis companies.
Oh, okay.
And I rock with it. I smoke every day, every hour. I'm always high. If you see me, don't judge me. I do this work being a stoner. Not all stoners are lazy.
I know. I think that's just like the craziest stigma to cannabis is every cannabis user is lazy. And sometimes when I use cannabis, I don't get stuck. Like, I don't get stuck like how those dumb commercials in the 1990s, the girl where she's like flat on I'm like, I wish weed would do that to me, dude. When I start smoking, I'm just constantly up, and I need to do something. Like I hop on the laptop and I just start Googling stuff. I research stuff, or I start designing something on Adobe.
Hell
it's crazy.
Man.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Nah, cannabis is amazing. during the day, smoke some good sativa, and at night when it's time to relax, smoke that Indo, some good Indo, and you'll be chilling. Get creative. I'm an artist too, so.
Okay, what kind of art do you play with? I know you said you're a tattoo artist. Do you draw?
So I can't tattoo anymore. Unfortunately, because of my injuries, I can't tattoo. But I actually learned how to rewrite. I had to learn how to write over.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah.
What was that like?
Tears literally splashing down on paper.
Really?
Yeah.
So give me a timeline, like picking up the pen again for the first time. How did that feel?
It was shaky. It was intimidating. And knowing that, like, if I didn't start, that I wouldn't go forward. I'm literally thankful for my daughter because she's what gave me purpose. When I got injured, I thought life was over for me being an artist. Not being able to express myself through my medium, which is, painting, was definitely a mindfuck. But learning how to write and starting with ABC, starting with my name, starting with my phone number, I just learned to fucking perfect it. And then I just kept pushing myself to take steps to move further, picking up the paintbrush and, doing those really short strokes and learning that I have to paint on the floor and I can't use a canvas or I can't use, a painting stand or, any of that stuff. Like just finding my way. Like any other thing in my life now, it was like entering a whole new world. And I just learned how to fucking adapt just like anything else, and one of my first drawings was the book that I actually wrote for my daughter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And it's done and it just hasn't been printed yet.
Wow. Do you have that on your page? Can we look that up?
I don't.
No,
it's just in
not yet.
No, wait for it. It's coming. I got to get it printed. If anybody's out there, a printer, like hit me up.
So you need a publisher. You need somebody to. Oh, I'm pretty sure there's somebody out there that can publish that.
Yeah, Little Lioness and Little Lion. It's a short little poem from mom to baby, and it was just one night. I was just. I could barely hold my daughter at times, and it. This might be TMI, but breastfeeding her was like, I would literally drip tears on her face. And I just was staring at her one night, holding her, just being so thankful for that moment, like being so stuck in that moment of just being able to hold her. And this little poem just came from me and I was able to get it out. I scribbled this lion, and I put a crown on it, my little lioness. And it just represents like, the struggle.
So from these injuries, you weren't able to move your hands.
I'm like a T-Rex.
Okay.
I cannot lift. I have to. Yeah. So just imagine like a pulley, like, anything, mine's broken. So I cannot lift higher than.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. I can't raise the roof. I can't, wave my hands in the air like I don't care.
Okay.
Yeah. I have complete limitations, but it doesn't stop me at all.
Absolutely not.
I will go out there. I will move tires. I will fucking pick up trash. I will find a way.
So what did you get? When did you get the idea or how did you get the idea for Socal Trash Army?
So I'm glad you asked that because my girl Ellie never gets enough credit. But my girl Ellie, we weren't girls at the beginning, but she had planned to clean up for Lytle Creek. And someone tagged me in her post because my friend knew what I do already. And
you were just doing that just because...
I love the land.
You love the land. Okay.
Yeah. I know. Fucking weirdo.
No,
it's all good. That's cool.
Someone needs to do it. And it's
exactly.
great that you actually like doing that. I love
Absolutely.
doing
Yeah, it's not like you got a DUI or something and you have to, people make you go pick up trash or something like that.
I'm glad you fucking said that.
It's not community service. It's actually,
so many times
something you want to do.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Like, so many times the fucking stigma is
It's a punishment.
totally.
Yeah.
Totally. Bullshit. Like, everyone needs to be responsible. It doesn't matter if it's trash, if it's drinking, if it's whatever. You got to be fucking responsible about what you're doing. That's it. If everyone was just responsible for what they were doing, we would be straight.
Absolutely.
But because people cannot, here we are.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm out there making sure that the land's taken care of. And so Ellie was just some random hiker, and she posted like, I want to do this good thing and plan a cleanup. And I hit her up, and we just literally immediately became such good friends, talking about, our passion for seeing the land the way that it was, and just trying to understand and motivate people and move them in a different position. And that's basically all it took for me to get so amped up, because we did that cleanup, and I think like 8 people showed up. You feel me?
Yeah.
But those 8 people had an amazing time. They loved hanging out with us. It was all adults at this cleanup, so we were blazing after. We were just,
cool.
we were bonding. We were hanging out. We were just having really healthy discussions. Right. And so I loved it. I was tied in immediately about just like finding more people to get involved.
So what was initially your first step into getting other people involved in this?
Yeah, doing something that wasn't really my thing, and that's posting more of what I was doing.
And that's posting more on Instagram, on Facebook, just wherever you were able to post?
So at first it was just Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just posting on Facebook, and, people were sending me comments like, dude, this is so awesome. I want to join the next time. I'm like, the next time? Okay. Like, we're going to do this, And then that's how it always was. Every time, just more and more people showed up. More and more people were sending me messages. I'd be out there more because they drove me more to be out there more. And I would just go out there and talk to people on random days, and they would just start picking up trash.
Oh, wow.
Just half the stuff that's on my Instagram is not even documented of what we've really done to the land.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what is undocumented that you can talk about?
All the education part of it. Because it really takes like people going out and just having a conversation. It's that conversation, just starting it, whether, and being able to provide multi-languages, because, our space is open for everyone. And so, just being able to like find ways to communicate with everybody that was out there and enjoying the space, and then them understanding like, oh yeah, like this is not cool. Let's, and then the kids see that, and then, they go run and tell their parents like, hey, they're picking up trash. Like, this is so awesome. And they educate their parents, and it's like a domino effect.
Yeah.
So it's really powerful, honestly, even if just, a few people see you.
The Mind Buzz is powered by Mind Buzz Media. Mind Buzz Media is an on-site video and audio podcast production company. Have you ever thought about starting your own video and audio podcast? Or do you have an existing podcast that you want to take to the next level? Mind Buzz Media brings a professional podcast studio to you. Visit mindbuzz.org for more.
That's awesome. That's amazing. Yeah, I know. When I seen your post from More Leaders, I guess Adam was out there. He was helping you guys, and he tagged something, and then I jumped on. I was like, okay. What caught me was the name. I'm telling you, what caught me was the name. I went on the name. Can we pull up her IG? Yeah. And then I started going through your page, started looking at just a little bit of what you guys did, and I was like, you know what, Amber, let's reach out to her. Let's get her on, dude. That's amazing. So is it just Lytle Creek that you go to, or do you go to multiple locations?
So I primarily focus on Lytle Creek.
Okay.
However, we've had people call us, hey, this trail, hey, this community, this street, this park needs love. So we'll show up, we'll just clean it up, and then
Wow.
we try to support.
No, that
cleanup was crazy.
That's a good amount of people. Where is that actually?
Which one?
This one's Lytle Creek, right?
That's Lytle Creek. Yeah.
I've gone camping here a few times. It's great.
It's dope, dude. I love that space. It's local. It's free.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But I did notice because my family and I went to see the waterfall. So we walked through because we were on the camping side. And there was trash everywhere. My mom had a bag and she was like picking things up that she saw on the way. And then
squeeze your mom for me. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that.
So, I mean, how does that happen to that space? Is it just negligence on, people going out there?
Honestly, it's a multitude of things.
Yeah.
So you have your youngins that like to go out and have a good time. And I get it. You want to go shoot off your guns. You want to go graffiti. Half the time I want to leave the graffiti because some of it is really dope.
Mm.
But then when I see Lisa Salazar from Long Beach, I'm like, you gotta go, babe. Like you gotta go.
Did you really see that, or is it
Straight up.
just really
All the time?
Damn it, Lisa Salazar.
Yeah, or Pelon. Like,
Oh,
bro,
yeah.
you've gotta go. Like your shit's gotta go.
No relation, ladies and gentlemen. No relation.
For real.
Yeah.
But no, sometimes it could just be, people that aren't educated about, hey, like the forest rangers, there's 3 of them. And for the entire San Gabriel mountain area.
There's only 4?
Literally.
Wow.
People don't know this, right?
Okay, so there's only 4 forest rangers for how piece of a large land?
So let's
how
go
large?
from San Bernardino Mountains
Okay.
before you hit Big Bear, okay,
Mhm.
to past Baldy down into I want to say Pasadena-ish, kind of those.
Mhm.
All of that is really San Gabriel Mountains.
that's a big.
We were
really is.
we were just over there yesterday.
Mhm.
Yeah. We were in the San Bernardino Forest.
See, and
Yeah.
it's so big, and all these guys are supposed to cover the mountains. So for the general public, I need them to understand. I get sometimes people are like, oh, you work with the forestry. It's like, bro, this is a collaborated effort because you don't understand. There's no funding, and I could say this all day long about things that I'm involved with. There's no funding. And that's why I want people to wake up and wonder where the funding is, because there's money all day for it, but it's not being allocated directly to the places it should be. And so that's a little something we need to tell the public.
Are you a nonprofit?
I'm right now I'm strictly grassroots.
Okay.
I've been struggling with that
Got it.
a lot. People are like, you need to go, nonprofit status. I've had Apple call me and tell me they want to work with me, but they can't because I am not nonprofit, and that I should have done that yesterday.
So what is grassroots? What is that? Am I missing something here?
Independent.
Oh, okay.
Pretty much.
Oh,
Yeah, we are not fun. We are just, I'm 100% volunteer run. 100%. We gain nothing except for what people donate. So literally, the Operation Get Fed, I have to hustle every single week, everything free I can get for the street community. So yeah, if I had that nonprofit status, it would help me get like so many more donations. Converse would probably work with me. I've been begging them to get on me, and like, Apple would have already been working with me. All these different bigger corporations would be like on board.
So because of your status with that.
Yeah, because they're not going to get that, credit, that tax credit.
They want the tax write-off.
They want that.
Oh.
Yeah. So if you work with me, you're just doing it out of the goodness of your heart.
Damn.
Like me. So if you want to be like me,
right,
you're just doing it.
Dang.
So not only do you pick up trash, but you said that you help like other communities, right? You said, is that what you...
So yeah, like going back to the pandemic, when we were out there picking up trash, we noticed that like more and more unhoused people were living in the forest, which caused more trash. Because honestly,
in the forest,
yeah, we'd find. I mean, if you've ever like seen a picture of Bob Hope's house, I found an encampment that was literally like several layers high, stories high. They had views on views.
Of encampments?
Yeah, it was really, really bad.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So with that being said, like it just drew me more into thinking about what's really happening to us as a culture.
Yeah.
Community. And then I just tried to reach out and find anybody that could give me food at that point. Where can I get free food? I wanted to feed these people. I wanted to show them that like they're not alone, especially living like in the forest. And so, I like met a Dr. Gandhi, and he was able to introduce me to this Hindu temple, and these people are amazing. I was able to get free food, meals, but the thing was they're in Norwalk, so I had to like scrounge money to get a U-Haul to drive out there, and yeah, it was really difficult. But I do it, and I just start feeding people, and now it's an every week thing.
Oh wow!
Whoa.
That's
Yeah.
great. That's awesome.
And then from, but wait, by Bob Hope's house? Like I don't.
No,
Hold on, you threw me.
are you stoned?
You threw me off. Wait, hold on. Can we look up Bob Hope's house, please?
I found
Sorry.
an encampment that literally looked like Bob Hope's house.
Oh, okay. That's what you said. Okay, I thought you said that. I'm sorry.
Have another shot. Let's
Jeez, right? Maybe I shouldn't.
No, but I understood the same, that they were like covering Bob Hope's like view or something. That's what I thought.
They just like, if you've ever seen his house, he has like the most amazing views in Palm Springs.
Oh, okay.
Oh, got
Yeah,
it.
maybe Google it so you
Let's.
can see it.
Can we look?
Yeah.
Give me some context. Jeez.
I'm,
What-
like, you were
old.
Like
I
an
don't know.
hour late.
I was in awe. That was the last thing that I can, like, I grasped what you said about the about that encampment. That's just so wild because the general public usually. Oh, okay, I see it.
Oh, I've never seen his home.
Yeah, bro.
What?
Cool.
Okay, so this
Wow.
encampment was literally several layers high as far as like the views. It was so dope. It was like, I'd never seen something like it before.
So the encampment was where exactly?
It was, so it was in a little portion of Lytle Creek called Middle Fork.
Middle Fork.
Yeah.
In the like
In-
I
in
was
the
saying,
forest.
like I was saying, just before we looked up the Bob Hope's house. Most the general public, even me, associate home encampments like in downtown LA or Riverside or downtown San Bernardino and Long Beach and different beaches, but never the forest. Like never I would ever think that somebody or people would put up encampments in the forest.
So that's awesome that you brought that up, because I can, with the experience I have now, explain to you why.
Okay.
So when you're in the city and you're unhoused, your encampment is going to be cleaned up every week. The city and Burtech is going to come through and is going to put all your belongings in their dumpster, and then you have to start over. That's if you get to even stay at that location where that happened. And for people who suffer from mental illness, who don't, may have trauma with dealing with people and the public, may get picked on a lot. Those are the ones that move into the forest because they can't deal with, the inner city problems of being unhoused.
Right. Wow. And that, I don't know, that's crazy. That's just, it blows my mind. It's fucking freezing, dude.
Dude, not only that, but I mean, having to get any type of like food and water to that.
Because you're so far away from
other people.
Yeah.
In the city, at least people throw something out or something in here. And I didn't know they were living there either. That's crazy.
It's really, really a whole different vibe, honestly.
I bet.
Yeah.
Do you, because you were saying that you take them like food and stuff, do you take like clothing or anything like that as well? So do you take all those donations?
Yeah. So, I am so blessed that Osvaldo at the Garcia Center for the Arts in San Bernardino has been having my back from the start on this. He has like provided this huge storage for me to put my donations in.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's awesome. And I feel so blessed to be there because it's a healthy spot. Adam's there too.
Yeah.
And like, it's just the culture of all us artists, and having this amazing space. But yeah, I collect donations all the time. I take clothing, shoes, blankets, tents, tarps, any type of camping stuff, lights, propane, any of that stuff I take. But yeah, if you're going to make a donation, just hit me up, DM me on Instagram, socaltrasharmy.com or .instagram, whatever. But yeah, as far as clothing, I kind of stopped taking because of my disability. Mm-hmm. That is drawing a limitation. I most of the time have volunteers rocking with me because of not being a nonprofit. I really can't pay anybody. So all these awesome people who do rock with me are just doing it because they either are addicted like me or they love me. I don't know. It's a combination, but yeah.
Wow.
I know it's a lot.
That is a lot.
It's a lot.
You're doing some fucking awesome things.
Dude, I got a doctor on my street team now.
Really?
It's so dope. I can't even tell you how dope this is. He performed an ultrasound on this man's heart at the park.
Oh, I think I seen one of your videos, right?
Yes, it's the one I just posted.
Where is it at? This one, right?
Yeah. I feel so blessed. Yeah.
Does it have a...
It does. Just click it.
Did it? W's only, I've been winning. Top of the world, the globe is spinning. If you know, I've been on a mission. Go. Okay, let's get it. Got a little time on my hands like a wristwatch. I don't got time for the breaks and the pit stop. Race through the gridlock, take it like Chris Rock. Right to the chin, still win. Heavy metals like Slipknot. Got the driving, I got tunnel vision. I just hit my stride the way I run the business. I've been making paper like I'm Dunder Mifflin. See the end game, I got one division. Look, I don't ever bother with a critic. Hit him with a chronicle of Riddick. Boom, bottle full of Ritalin. I hit him with a little bit of riddle me this, riddle me that. My bad, fell asleep at the gas. No time to wait though. Elon Musk, I'm trying to bankroll. New Tesla just cause I say so. Electric whip like Ivan Van Gogh. I just did it. W's only, I've been winning. Top of the world, the globe is spinning. If you know, I've been on a mission. Okay, let's get it. Look, they said that I couldn't do it, so I went and...
Wow. Oh yeah, there it is.
Wow. So right there in the park, those are, so I deliver produce to about 10 to 15 families, depending on what I can get my hands on every week. They're just families that are like near our center that are kind of going through it, and so they all have kids and I'm kind of attached. So
how did you first get hooked up with the Garcia Center?
Let me think back. So it was December November of 2020, I think it was. And the homie mentioned, or I said that I wanted to do a Christmas event. That's what it was. I wanted to feed Dino, the families that needed it. And so we decided to check out the Garcia Center. Never met Osvaldo, but he was super down of having us there. And so that day, we just plan on feeding people, honestly. But then now Mayor Helen Tran, she stepped in and she like donated like 3,000 toys. And then one of my volunteers like had a Santa suit, and then we ended up feeding 500, I think it's 600 people that day. And then I never left.
And Oswaldo, he's what is he?
He
like,
is
what's
the
his
center coordinator, director, head dude.
Oh, okay. So he's the head of the
He's
the center. The man.
The man. The center man.
And that's good. I mean, I'm still tapping into all this, even with the Garcia Center, and what Adam does over there with all the other artists in that area. But I mean, you see a lot of the focus on like LA County, and even art. Like a lot of the focus is in LA art, and not much in San Bernardino County. And is there any other organizations that you do work with out in San Bernardino County?
Oh man, I work with so many awesome orgs, to be honest. Like doing this work, and I think like my success has been because like I'm transparent and honest and like just doing the right thing of like what I feel is right. I work with some amazing organizations. So number one is like Sisters Making a Difference. I literally found a sister organizer within that organization. Ronnie is like super special. She's so dope. She tries so hard. She's a single mom like me. We understand what this life is like, because not many do. It's a rough life. Our safety is always on the line. It's just it's really busy, and people are always wanting our attention. So Ronnie is like one of my girls. And like I like for the fact that I'm accepted by COPE, which is a like spiritual, like Christian religion based organization. They have me sitting on their housing committee.
Oh.
And so it's so dope that they allow me to be me. I freely speak, and they support me and they encourage me. And yeah, it's just been so rad working with all these organizations for sure. And then the artists too, like Adam, we all get to hang out with each other and express with each other and push each other. And I fully, have all these amazing people in my life, and I want to see them just thrive through art. I'm an artist myself. I'm out there pushing. That's the thing I'm going to focus on this year, is pushing myself more as an artist, because I'm not known for that. But really personally, that's me, And so just finding ways of like doing what I do and incorporating that through my art is like what I'm going to focus on. And the Garcia Center, having that space to fulfill those, goals is amazing. So yeah, I mean, like I'm so blessed right now working with all these people.
What's your work day like? What's your work? How busy do you get with all this?
It's crazy.
Is it?
It's so crazy. No one wants to date me. Like no one. Like everyone, cannot deal with my schedule. My kid, she hates pictures. She doesn't want to be her picture taken. Mm-hmm. So like Wednesday's my busiest day, and I'll just give you that. So Wednesday, I wake up at 4 a.m. I get my kid off to her dad at 5, drive to Dino. I do my first distribution with Music Changing Lives, which is another amazing organization.
Music Changing Lives.
Yeah.
Okay.
There, I volunteer there for about an hour and a half with a bunch of amazing volunteers who are addicted to volunteering, and so they're so special. I love you guys. I'm there for about an hour and a half. I load up the car with the produce that I'm going to take from there, because that's kind of how I get mine. And then I take it over to the Garcia Center if I have my car, and then I usually have a truck, 2 loads of produce, get it back to the center. We unload the truck. Everyone at the center like helps me bring the things out of the storage, whether it's water, medical supplies, clothes, shoes that I've collected over the past week and whatever before. We get that all, kind of organized, because I'm kind of OCD about it, organized on the tables. We have our section for what's going to go on the streets. We have our section for what's going to go to the houses. And then lately we've been taking care of another building on 4th Street with 200 plus people about to face homelessness.
So it's a building?
Yeah, it's a building.
Just a abandoned building, or is it anybody? Is it managed by the city?
So it was at one point a nonprofit. It was kind of dorm rooms for the sports center that's right next door. But when COVID hit, there was no longer allowed to be the sports school because of traveling and all that. So the owners took it upon themselves to charge cheap rent and rent out to the public. That backfired. And not only was the owner of the building doing that, but the city was placing disabled seniors and sex offenders there, with people with minors, very small children, and they had no idea they were living in this building together. So this building has been kind of near and dear to my heart, and I'm there quite frequently.
So now are they just wanting to get rid of everybody so that they can do what they were initially doing? Is that what's happening?
So now the building has been outed. Every news channel has, covered it. There is some people that got scared and kind of just took the hotel voucher and then left, which these hotel vouchers that were offered were only for a week, which was absolutely ridiculous. They had the turn in key program, which gave them like $1,500, which isn't even enough to cover a new move in cost. I don't care. Even at the most cheapest apartment, you can't get a move in for that. So, and then some people left and then came back. And then there's ones that just never left. And those are the ones that are, fighting all the way. We've been telling them to stick in there. It's been really difficult. Every time I go there, it's hugs and cries and just a, bunch of anxiety. It's a lot. I'm telling you should come out on the streets with me one day.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's only till about 2:00 right there. Because after that, it's back to the center. I might have meetings from that point on, and then city council meeting or whatever it may be. But it's usually meetings. Because I sit on several housing committees. I sit on other boards. I sit. And I have to educate myself constantly with what's going on and the information. So I might be attending like CCEHA, and they might be talking about environmental justice and the numbers. What's
that? CCEHA?
It's the Center for Community Action and Environmental Justice.
Okay.
So I attend classes frequently if I can get to them. Just depending on my gas, and my schedule as a mom, because I still have to be a mom
through all that. And that's a Wednesday for you.
That's Wednesday.
Should I even ask about Thursday?
But dude, like Saturday, I'm in, badass Toyotas and Jeeps and flying across the sand and going over all these, things where I'm picking up trash and hauling trash and out of the desert. And, it's so much fun, So.
And where is that?
That weekend, this past weekend, I was with Desert Cleanse Project, and we did a cleanup in Johnson Valley. So
where's that?
In the desert, bro.
In the desert.
It's like, I think, I'm not like.
Can we Google that?
Yeah, Johnson Valley.
Johnson Valley.
Yeah, it's like Apple Valley or Victor.
Oh, okay, over there by Lucerne Valley, off-roading areas. Oh, that's cool.
Which off-roading isn't my thing. I wish it was. I need a truck. If anybody hears me and wants to donate a badass truck, I cannot take my mom car to these locations.
That's where people take their Jeeps and stuff.
Dude,
Oh, wow.
there's a whole dope like off-roading community and so much fun.
It's fun. It's a lot of fun. My dad has one of these, the Can-Am, so
Dude,
we
so
do
much
off-roading.
fun.
It is.
Just one thing I gotta say about all these different trash sites is consistently the number one thing out there is beer cans and bottles.
Oh, yeah.
Like consistently. No matter if it's the beach, the forest, or the desert, that's what is like number one find.
I don't understand that. Like, don't most people recycle? I don't know. Even if you're gonna throw away recyclables, at least throw them in a bin. Like, I mean, that doesn't make sense. They need trash bags. Like, what's the solution? What is the solution?
I mean, there's
If there is one.
Honestly, it's dudes. Dudes,
Is it?
Dudes?
What?
I'm sorry.
Get rid of men.
All men.
Get rid of men, ladies and gentlemen. No more men.
If you all could just learn to stop shooting your guns off at bottles.
Kill the firstborn of every child in America.
Where do I sign up for that society?
No, y'all just need to start being responsible about your bad behavior. Like, go be bad boys. Like, go do it, whatever. But just fucking clean up your shit after.
It's the people with guns. Can we say that it's the male with guns?
I can't
don't
even
have
say
guns.
that because I'm cool with people being armed. I understand the whole thing with protection, and I'm
Right.
but yeah, like, be responsible. Like, it's just one time. I will share a story. So I don't want to mention the company, but I do because they're so awesome.
No, go for it.
So
Whatever
we
you want to
had,
mention.
so we had an employee from a company that was driving down Lytle Creek Mountain, and he just got done doing a job up there, and he just balled up his McDonald's bag
Oh, God.
and chucked it out the window. Now, not realizing that, the residents up there, they're not cool with that. They've already dealt with so much shit up there. They're just, so I'm getting flash flood messages with these pictures of the guy, the company, yada, yada, yada. So I call the company, and she's like, I know, I've had several calls already. And I'm like, I'm sorry, doll. We're not trying to put you on the spotlight, but there is a way to kind of fix this. And she was down to hear that, and I just said, hey, we're having a cleanup this Saturday. I encourage my guy that messed up to come through. And she was like, you know what? He'll be there. He'll be there the whole time. And I was like, awesome. Awesome. And then he showed up with like 12 dudes.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Mind you, this company is like, that's their thing, is nature and trimming trees. So when they showed up, they were, ready to go. And you know what? I was so happy that guy messed up that day, because these other dudes that never would have been introduced to that and they loved it so much that this company now is a sponsor. They send out their volunteers to me all the time. And I absolutely love Mowbrays. Love Mowbrays.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really cool. We just seen this GILL a few weeks ago when we were on our way to work. The guy that was in the car behind us.
Oh, yeah.
threw out his freaking trash.
Yeah, I have this weird inclination to watch people when I'm in traffic. And I'm like looking at my rear view mirror, and this guy is just like chucking trash out onto the street. And I'm like, Amber, check this guy out. Look at him. Look what he's doing.
I can't stand it. I can't.
And he's just like, not a care in the world. Not a care in the world. And I'm just like, wow. Just like he was an older gentleman. He was an older gentleman.
Should have known better.
One time I seen somebody throwing out a baby, what is it called? A
Baby.
diaper. A diaper.
All
Like
day.
a baby diaper.
You guys would be
I
shocked.
don't fucking get it. I don't
Dude,
get it.
People people put like liquor bags of diapers in the water at Lytle Creek. So for all you guys going to Lytle Creek, you know, living it up in the water, yeah, it's contaminated, like totally. That's not the only thing. The water is mega contaminated.
Yeah.
I've talked to the suits at the water company about it. Yeah.
And what was
PSA? Don't go into the Lytle Creek water.
And what's usually the response?
This is why the water bill goes up. This is why they need to treat the water with so many chemicals because it's so contaminated.
Do you buy that?
Yes.
She's like, I see it.
I seen and have cleaned up the Santeria sites. I've seen rotting roosters and chickens and animals in the water. We've picked them out. Oh yes, like in just last year, I think we picked up 22 roosters out of the water.
Wait. You said like Santeria sites?
All day.
Where?
Voodoo, Santeria,
Really?
What?
demonism. I know about all of them. I'm
And
educated.
they do it there?
Yes, ma'am. Totally. Yeah. I'm telling you, my world is crazy. I need a film crew. You guys would trip out at some of this stuff that I've seen. In fact, I went to go sign up my daughter for, because she's going into kindergarten, right? So I'm at the school district and I'm sitting there with the lady and she's like, I'm sorry, but are you the girl that does the cleanups in Lytle Creek? And I was like, yep. She's like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm talking to you right now because what are they doing up there with all the roosters? Like those crazy people. Oh my God. Like she just kept talking to me about the Santeria. Like,
This is a thing?
Oh, totally. It's a thing. Yeah. Hopefully we don't run out of time.
No, we got a lot of time.
No, we got plenty of time. We got time.
Tell us about this.
Bro. So, you know, I don't even know where to start. I mean, there had been times where I would find animals, yeah. But I wasn't really putting it together until I started finding the actual locations. And I think that's the thing about me is that I just know where these locations are and I've studied them enough to know that what they're doing, honestly. So it's a big thing. They have groups. They will literally take buses or vans up there of groups of people, and you can purchase their services on OfferUp, WhatsApp app. Yep. It ranges from $300 to $800 depending on exactly what type of cleanse you need, if it requires a goat or a pig, that types of thing. I'm telling you, it goes
Oh my God.
really deep.
I'm like, I've been in that water.
Well, here you go.
Oh God.
Are you okay?
I'm like, let me see your face.
He's so troubled right now.
I think we've both been in that water.
All right, I'll tell you the process of the Santeria.
Okay.
So
I think that's where I'm lost. It's like we're now we have goats involved.
yes.
Well, Santeria is like voodoo, like a Latino.
Can you pull it up,
It's
please?
actually like Cuban.
Yeah.
It's Afro-Cuban.
That's right.
It's the history. I know this because, again, of all the research I've had to do. But they have these beliefs and these spiritual rituals that they do depending on the moon. A lot of that has to tie in with it. And the water then they go there specifically because of the running water. So the belief is that say you came to me and you needed this cleanse, I'm going to have you come to the water. I'm going to have you strip of your clothing. There's probably going to be some type of yelling and drumming and all of that. And you will be naked in the water. And then let's just say a rooster. They will then slit the rooster, which the rooster does feel this, by the way, is completely tortured. And they will wash you with the blood of the animal. And that is your renewal process, basically.
Wow.
Yes. So we find a lot of clothing changes. Like I said, just so many boxes of like the roosters being in them. And then the roosters eventually. Sometimes we'll find the heads completely in different locations because they've traveled down the water. It's so it takes a lot of research to find them and keep up with their locations. And
Is it always the same locations that they're going to, or they're going to?
Usually like during the season, they will keep it at one location, but or, like it for themselves. But there's several different locations that this is happening.
Isn't this don't you have like a painting of her?
I was just gonna say.
That's your girl? Okay.
No, she's not. She's not my girl. I went to Cuba in 2019, and I like to collect like artwork and things like that. So I got I mean at that time I didn't know the severity of it, right? But she's pretty famous in Cuba. She's like the main like santera, and they were selling like art pieces of her, and it's like on an old newspaper, and somebody did it. So I brought it home.
Wow.
I don't condone any of this. Okay,
Honestly,
it's art.
It's not for me to judge.
Yeah.
My thing is that like there's kids in this water.
Mhm.
So like really your ritual is now like hurting someone else. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like I know for a fact I've been cut in Lytle Creek and I've been in the water and I've had to get shots in my butt.
Oh yeah, I
Like,
wouldn't even
I've
think
had
about that until right
infections
now.
straight up from Lytle Creek, like numerous times. My friends can tell you for a fact. Like, yeah, numerous. And so that's what sparked me about the contamination of the water.
Mhm.
And sure enough, when I went to the suits, they told me, exactly what it was.
Wow.
Yeah. hmm And like I said, then, with the demonism, I find the dogs out there because their thing is the dogs with the deity. They will literally raise like the dopest, most expensive dog for 10 years.
What?
Literally feed it the most expensive food. That thing will
Yeah.
have like an amazing living situation until the day comes when it's time. And then I find like badass show dogs out there.
Oh my gosh.
Literally. Mm-hmm.
What do they do with the dogs?
They sacrifice them.
They sacrifice them.
So the dogs will usually be burned at the legs and then
What?
beheaded. Yeah.
And how would they burn them? Like do they have them like on like a cross or something, or
So they're not
like how-
hanging.
they're not hanging them?
So they usually have like a space where the dog is like standing, and they'll just burn that area, and then they do their thing. I'm guessing. I've never actually attended one. I've just kind of watched some things, and then they will like lay the dog on this rock or piece of wood or whatever, and then behead it as their
Jesus.
yeah.
I'm like, and this is happening what, like 30 minutes from here?
Literally happening here. Yeah. hmm
Wow.
And then sometimes it's just, like memorials. I see a lot of sites that, there was like someone that had passed. It was like maybe a child. We find a lot of like child, toys, cars and stuff like that, pictures, letters. So
I'm like,
yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, and don't judge me because it wasn't me. But now that I think about it, my cousin, which he just passed away about a month and a half ago, but his ex-wife passed away years ago, and he didn't tell us till years after, and I'm sure that's why he didn't tell us. But his wife loved going there to Lytle Creek, and they would go like often. And he went and he spread her ashes in the creek.
Oh wow.
There you go.
So I'm sure she's not the only one that was spreading.
Definitely not the only one. I can tell you that water is busy.
Wow.
Yeah. It's because it's just March 18th, I'm having a cleanup come out. The land needs love, I'm telling you. Like it's a never ending battle.
We just came back from Japan in when did we come back? December? Like the first week of December.
Yeah, December 5th.
Out of all the places that I've traveled, we were mind blown by how clean it is. There is not a trash can in sight.
Yeah, that was a weird thing too. I mean, there was these I always say it, there was these vending machines everywhere and no trash can to put any of cans or we had like a bag or a plastic something, there was no trash cans to put it. So I was literally carrying trash with me like all day until I got to my hotel room.
Yeah, so I asked one of the ladies, we had a guide one of the days, and I was like, why don't you guys have trash cans? And she's like, because she said, it's no one else's job to pick up after ourselves but ourselves.
Yep.
And she said, we have trash trucks and people do have trash like for like, you know, like hotels or businesses and things like that. She's like, but that's as far as it goes picking up like that trash truck. She goes, but it's no one else's job throughout the day, you know, picking up our cans or things. She's like, no. She's like, if we're going to drink something or have trash, we put it in our bag and we dispose of it when we get home. And that's everybody. Like, you don't even see like a piece of gum on the floor. Nothing.
Yeah, there was barely even any. I think that was like one of the first comments that I made driving from the hotel from the airport to our first hotel was there was no graffiti anywhere. Like just like on freeways and freeway passages, even on the streets. The streets were, it looked like literally like a downtown LA, but with no. It wasn't overpopulated with trash, and there was no graffiti anywhere. It was weird. It was so weird to me.
Well, that's the price we pay for American culture.
Yeah.
We literally live in a society where we are not being told or taught the proper things of life. I mean, in school, we're learning things that we're never going to utilize, and we're completely missing the bigger picture. As of to other spaces, they realize, you know, what is happening climately or whatever, and able to make those proper steps to educate and come in and show the youth, like, hey, this is what's acceptable. We're already being responsible. So if you're not, you're an outsider, you know, like basically, you know, and so that's just this, they have standards. And here, when your community isn't offered, you know, just the basic things about finding their gifts, their special talents in life. A lot of people are passed up and passed by, and those people end up kind of just giving up on finding a way, you know? And so with that being said, I feel like those lost souls are the ones out there that are just like living it up, doing whatever. There's no consequences because nothing matters. When really they do serve a purpose, you know, and I think that, you know, just our whole system needs to be revamped from what it is now, missing the bigger picture.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it has to start from somewhere, especially in education. Like from what I heard from our tour guide that day was the Japanese children were taught from a very young age just about loitering or making themselves accountable or making themselves responsible for that. And it's something so minuscule too. I mean, throwing something away, like when are we taught that? You know, like, and that's, but it makes a big difference. You see,
Huge.
from learning something so small up until adulthood, like they like not pound it in, but you know what I mean? Like it's taught from a very young age.
And those simple things can really like universally like tie us together to one another. You know, all the children will learn the same things. And so it's not like, oh, just, you know, the whites or just, you know, this culture, that culture, whatever. Like everyone, you know, needs to be on the same page about it. And so it does go back to the youth because I can tell you one time I went to the park and no one showed up for this park cleanup, but there was kids that were already there. And, you know, there was this park had a lot of graffiti. Honestly, it had like a lot of like drawn dicks. Another thing that dudes do.
Damn it.
Yeah, you don't see females doing that.
Right.
We don't.
Right.
I am not male
What is it?
hating, but seriously, you
What
guys,
is it
like,
with males and dicks? Like we're obsessed with the penis.
on the playground, bro.
On the playground. We're obsessed with him.
Like, why?
We can't stop touching him. We can't stop thinking about him. I mean, come on, guys. Help me out here.
But these
We're
kids were
losing.
young and knew fully like that was not cool, right? So,
Of course.
you know, I get my graffiti removal wipes out and we start going to town. And these kids are so flippin' excited that there's no F word on their slide and that there's no more.
Oh, it
like-
was a playground?
It was a playground.
Jeez.
Yes. That's what I'm saying.
Terrible.
That's what I'm saying. We need to catch these guys like
They're
young,
the
you know?
kids. The kids were excited because there was no F word on their
There was
playground.
no more F word and there was no more drawn D's all over the place.
That's terrible.
And I
That's
have
sad.
this video and you hear these kids like, yay, it's gone. Like so excited, you know?
Yeah.
And it's just, you know, they get to go home and then tell their parents like, yeah, we removed graffiti and we did this good thing. And like,
Yeah.
and their parents, you know, are like, damn, I should teach more good things to my kid. Because kids are receptive to that
Yeah.
stuff, honestly. They are. Like, my kid loves to pick up trash. My kid loves to feed people on the streets. Even when we're not servicing and we're just out, she's like, Mom, but that person needs food, Mom. Like, you know. Yeah, and she's 4. Like,
Oh wow.
you know,
She grasps the concept. of
totally. She serves with me. And that's something that, like, has never left me. Honestly, I learned at a very small age. And yeah, it was like through a church. And I'm, you know, I'm of no religion now, but that still was embedded, you know, being able to hand that plate off to somebody and letting like my brain understand that like they're going to have a meal today, you know, and letting that process and sink in. I think that's so important and major for a little child to grasp because they actually have the time where they can focus and sit on that thought and then kind of like reflect back to it with every decision or choice they go out to make.
So let me ask you this. So you're on, I mean, you do understand art and you understand the concept of keeping the environment clean. Like, when does it become graffiti? When does it become art? Like, where's the line between that?
I don't think I have it on my Instagram, but I have a piece at the Garcia Center that's on display right now. And it's a location in Lytle Creek that's like literally every tree and rock is tagged on. And it is really, really like effed up. Because again, it's just like it's scribble. It's not cohesive or vibrant or positive, you know, and it's titled It's Not Even Art. Because there is those pieces. And I'm from Fontana, so I see street art every day of my life.
Yeah.
I have so much respect for it. My art is kind of reflective of graffiti art. I love like the vibrancy, like just the fluid bubbleness and like this, like, you know, the freedom of the expression. And I honestly leave those pieces. I don't remove them. So it's like, if you're going to go out and tag in nature space, like make it look really good, make it have purpose. Not just an arrow, like showing that this is the way to Bonita Falls. Like hikes are supposed to be adventurous, and you're taking the adventure out of it.
Wait, hold on. So people actually draw arrows to where?
Yeah, where they're supposed to go.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's like seriously, like
What's
why?
yeah,
Why?
that makes no sense. If
And
you're gonna
really,
get,
I mean, honestly,
Yeah.
if you're like not gonna be adventurous, what's the point? And y'all are dumb too because it could be leading you into a bad situation. Like,
that's absolutely true.
no, totally. I've been chased out of there by crazy unhoused people that have been out there for a really, really long time. So you have to be like, you have to take your street smarts into the forest when you're there because you never know.
So I know you said earlier too about it being kind of dangerous, like how I can imagine, right? Like that it is dangerous because you're out there, not protected. I mean, you have people that go with you, but still, have you ever encountered something like pretty dangerous? Or is it every time, or is it just sometimes?
How are you on time, by the way? You're good?
Oh, I'm straight.
You're
Yeah,
good?
I'm straight.
Okay. Can I get you another drink?
Yeah, if you're down.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna try this parch
Okay.
non-alcoholic beverage. Absolutely. Thanks, Parch, for sending us a couple of cases. I'm actually going to try the spiced Pina Rita.
Ooh.
Can we get that on the screen?
Spicy.
Right there.
There we go. Thanks, guys, for sending that out. But you want to try the Howler head, right?
You're gonna.
You must?
If you pour
Must
yourself
of that?
a tiny
want-
little bit, or yeah, I'll try that.
You want to try this?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll try it.
Okay.
I'm down.
It's pretty good. I had it already.
She had it for breakfast, by the way.
I did have it for breakfast. It has like really good properties for you, and it tastes like a
Cheers.
cocktail.
Cheers.
It's female owned.
Ooh,
I know, we love that.
I love that. Yeah.
Oh, this one's good. Ooh, it's spicy. You can taste the spice in there.
All right. Mm.
I think it's made with like agave, so it kind of tastes like mezcal, like kind of like
Blue Weber agave, cognac pepper, lime, roasted pineapple. Oh,
that sounds.
I could
bomb.
taste the roasted pineapple
Totally.
in there, actually.
On ice with some mint in there. would be
Pina
dope.
Rita.
yeah, you can make a bomb ass cocktail.
Slowly pour over ice, sip straight from the chilled can. Oh, wow.
Mm.
An
Wanna show it
ancient
one more
ritual.
time?
Yeah. Parch, thanks, guys, for sending that out.
That's cool.
So, you're good on time? You're good?
I'm good.
You got water?
I'm chilling. I have no kid tonight.
Oh,
so
cool.
Yay me.
There we go. We're podcasting all night, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey.
So, you're out in the forest. Do you encounter anything that can be remotely dangerous?
All day.
Yeah. That was your question, right, Amber?
Yeah.
I mean, on the streets or on the forest? Because
Yeah, I mean, wherever you're at, I'm sure that it's dangerous, right?
honestly, I think I fear more political than anything.
Really?
I totally fear more politically than being on the streets of San Bernardino. Yeah.
Why is that?
So I have people in the community that support what I do, and then I have people in the community that do not support what I do. And that's always fun.
So, what's on the opposition side of what you do?
The fact that the unhoused, they make money for people. And so if they go away and there's this actual solution, then that money would go away.
I was going to tell you that because I feel like with just education, right? Like we were saying, like culture wise, like why aren't we educating ourselves or our youth with this? But if they educate us, then things change and money goes away and things go away, right? It's like a trickle effect. Is that kind of what you're getting at?
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. So, it really just depends on who is being paid by who and why. And it's fun times. Luckily for me, I feel like because I do this like with my full heart, I'm protected, but it is scary. I mean, the police and council members and
Bless you.
yeah, bless you. All that. They're always all over my Instagram, and that's a good time. And it's stressful sometimes.
Jeez, man.
Yeah. Cause I mean, there's been times where I've had it out with the police on the streets.
Really?
Absolutely.
Over helping people?
Yeah. Because, I'm enabling them. Or, I walk into them mistreating the unhoused, and I'm not going to allow that. So,
okay. I see what you're saying.
So I will literally have to set them straight, and there's been a few times where some officers, I've caught them on, like, I've made my points and they literally have nothing they can say to me. So I tie that into successful encampments where I have a few encampments that haven't been moved recently. They've been actually like able to stay where they're located. So happy about that. But
Wow.
with that being said, that cop, doesn't really like me at that point. So
Do you see him often around the city? Dang, that's pretty scary.
yeah, because if I have to make a real call to 911, like there's been a time where I had a female who was just sexually assaulted and I need them to send an ambulance. But once you say the words homeless, they send officers. And, it just, it doesn't turn into a good situation at that point, especially when there's no female officer that shows up for a sexual assault. And so it's difficult, honestly. It really is. No ambulance.
No ambulance?
No ambulance, but 3 officers show up.
Have you encountered anything like in Lytle Creek as far as like animals that are like animals that are alive that can potentially be harmless, harmful to you?
Totally.
Yeah.
So there's always coyotes.
Okay.
Yeah. A few mountain lions. We had a mom have a baby last year, so they were roaming around. But that's been pretty much the only animal situation I've come. Yeah. The rest of them are usually dead. So
no black bears or anything like
I have not. No, thank God, because I've given my bear spray away to the streets.
Oh. There's bear spray?
I know, I'm like, and in the street?
Yeah. Yes, I give all my weapons to the females on the streets, you guys, because, they tell me what happens to them. So I have to buy blades all the time and bear spray.
Bear spray.
Yeah, it shoots up to 40 feet.
What?
Yes.
Can we pull that up?
Please.
Pull a video of somebody spraying bear spray.
And someone please make a donation. I need bear
Fucking
spray.
wild. Yeah, any MB people in our community that has access to this stuff.
Yes, I love it.
I want to see a video. Can we?
Yes.
That stuff right
Oh.
there. Yeah. Yep.
Whoa.
And they're probably pretty close right there.
That is not
Get a
40
video.
feet. So yeah, that's close.
Try to see if you can find a video of that.
We're going. I can only type so fast.
That's a handsome man on that video, by the way. The only reason why I ask is because did you find one?
You want to see?
Oh, that's sprayed it
at a person or at a bear?
Both. I'm.
Hey, bear.
Oh man.
Oh wow.
Oh no.
I've never seen this.
It's okay.
Oh, he just has
Hey
it in
there.
case, right?
Yeah.
I think this is one of my
okay.
fears.
You're supposed to make a lot of noise.
Yeah.
To scare him
Like-
away.
He's like looks like
He's like
trying to make
talking to him.
friends.
Yeah.
Hey, bear.
Yeah. Hey bear.
Yeah.
Come home with
Get out of
me.
here. I'm leaving.
It's not a stray dog, bro.
Yeah.
I'm like, let's speed it up. Let's see if something.
Yeah. How long
happens.
is this? Where's the action?
It's like 3 minutes. Oh, he's up on the tree.
Whoa.
Oh wow. So cute.
But that seems like a young.
Yeah, the mom was probably around somewhere. I don't think he actually sprays them.
No.
Oh damn.
There you go.
He's just using it like
Yeah. As a,
Good bear.
just in case.
let's see this one.
New tonight, take a look at this dramatic video of a pot shop manager using bear spray to drive off 3
Oh.
robbery suspects. Now, this
And what does
happened
it do? Is it like
Saturday night
mace?
at
It's just like pepper spray.
marijuana
Yeah, but it's
And tonight,
much
deputies
more
are
intense.
searching for those suspects. Chris Vincent tells us
I didn't
he
know
was just
bear
going
spray
through his
existed.
routine
Yes,
cleaning,
REI,
and noticed something
please
strange in
sponsor
the store
me.
cameras.
Well, they won't because I'm not a nonprofit. I tried.
We'll send you some stuff, right? They can send you
Yeah.
stuff.
They can send you stuff.
That would be dope.
Came back a second time. He's ordering me to open up the register. And I couldn't, so I noticed that the guy is a little bit away from me. I grabbed the bear spray.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That was like a lot of pressure.
Yes.
Ooh.
As I'm telling you.
Oh, so you give that to
Oh,
women that
man.
are out on the street.
Doors open.
Well, I just recently, because I had 2 cans for myself, but now I have 0.
Wow.
That's wild.
Yeah.
You learn something new every day.
We do. We learned something on this
Yay.
podcast.
Pepper spray idiots. Yeah, that's wild.
Don't even waste your money on pepper spray. Just get bear spray.
Get bear spray.
Yeah, just do it.
You hear
know what I'm
that?
saying? Like, you don't want to spritz them. You want to, like,
Yeah.
put 'em up.
Wow.
Yeah, no. If you're coming at me, bro, you don't need to be a bear. I will literally pepper spray your ass. Like, for sure, it's happening. Yep.
I recently, was it last night? I had a dream about being attacked by a bear.
Oh yeah, last night.
Yeah. That's why I ask.
Oh, you need
about the bear situation.
yeah, pepper spray. Or I mean
Yeah.
bear spray.
Bear spray. I need bear spray.
Yeah.
So tonight in your dreams, we'll get you some bear spray
And then
in
you
case
just
it comes back.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me some bear spray for
Take
that.
that bear.
Yeah. I think that's the animal that I am most like, that I fear for, is being attacked by a bear. I don't know why. I'm not even in the forest as much as you are, but I'm afraid of those creatures. Beautiful creatures, but
Totally.
yeah,
They'll fuck you up.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm so afraid of snakes, you guys. And everyone's
Snakes?
like, bro, there's snakes out there all the time. And I'm like, don't look down.
Yeah,
like,
you don't
just
have to look
don't
down.
even, I'm not even trying to look down at my steps, you know? Like, just, I'm out. I feel like the land's going to protect me. So
Yeah.
I'm cool. Like,
There's snakes. There's what else? There's
oh my God, spiders,
Coyotes,
a million different
spiders.
types of spiders. There's so many times I like get to an encampment
Mm-hmm.
and I like, I should have known, but I lift a blanket up and there's like 1,000 million
Whoa.
black spiders. I'm just like, fuck. Okay, probably just gonna leave that.
no one's watching me, right?
Yeah, you're gonna
Not taking that.
totally.
Yeah.
I get paid for free, so
Right.
like, yeah.
What did somebody say? We get paid peanuts. So
I don't even get peanuts. Bro.
Peanut shells, maybe. Damn. So there's spiders out there. There's deer.
I've seen. I don't know what this was. I'm pretty sure it was some type of like mountain goat.
Mountain goat. Okay.
Pretty sure that's what it was. Yeah.
A
Or
mountain
somebody
goat.
took a sheep out there because that could happen too.
Really? People
But
will take.
it was deceased, so it was hard to tell.
Oh. okay.
Again, all the ones I know were dead.
Oh, okay.
those are the ones you encounter.
Oh, I could talk about this. So many people are douchebags. They don't want their animal anymore and they go out to Lytle Creek and they dump it.
Oh no!
Yes.
Alive?
Alive. Yes.
What?
One day, and Ellie was there and the ranger was there. They wanted to go see a St. Teresa site. I'm like, are you guys sure? They're like, yes. Sure enough, this shit goes down.
Wait, hold on. March 18th. Are you taking people to Santeria sites?
No.
Okay.
No.
You hit me up when you're going to a Santeria
I
site.
totally will.
Yeah.
You could, oh man, we'll film it. You're gonna be like,
Yes, let's film it. Let's do it.
like, why?
I'll take a crew. We'll take a crew out there. I'll film it.
Do we have to hike?
We'll have audio.
Not too bad.
Okay.
The hike is not too bad, but you know, and then at night is when it's really fun. So if you want to see,
I'll wait for you guys here.
She'll watch it when it's on YouTube.
Just FaceTime me the entire time. Okay, I'll put a body cam on so I can be there.
Yeah.
there's no service up there. So
Oh, that's right.
the
Oh,
other
wow.
thing. Yeah, when I'm out there, it's scary. There's no service.
That's right. There isn't service.
Yeah, it's scary.
My God.
I know. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Don't look at me like that.
So so people just, I mean, you hear, well, in the Mexican culture, oh, we're gonna go take your
Okay.
dog for a ride.
Yep.
They're
They're going to Lytle Creek.
they're going to Lytle Creek. That's where they are.
That's
That's where my dog went, to Lytle Creek.
No joke. This lady pulled up on us, like I was saying. Like we just had a cleanup. They wanted to go see the St. Teresa site, so I took him over there. Sure enough, this lady pulls over, and I'm watching her, and then I just see the dog fly out the window.
What?
And she's driving off. My girl Ellie gets in her car. I'm like, Elle. She gets in her car. She starts following her. They're now chasing like each other up the mountain. My friend's chasing her up the mountain. She pulls like a U-turn. My girl follows her back down. At this point, I have the dog in my arms and I'm standing in the middle of the street along with the ranger, and we're like trying to stop her, and she just continues to drive at us. So then I like kind of move out of the way. The ranger kind of moves out of the way, and I'm like every F word with the, you know, holding the dog at this lady, and she's like, find me, I dare you. And so, okay. Then this badass biker female pulled over. Her braid went all the way down to her ankles. I never seen something like this. And she was like, did she just throw the dog? I'm like, yeah. She ramped up that bike and like drove after her. And we just kind of were like standing in the street, like stunned that this dog was okay, for one, the way she just tossed him out the window. And for two, that just even happened, tried to run us over. But it was cool because we got the dog to the rescue and it was chipped. It was chipped.
Oh.
okay.
So come to find out, the dog was rescued from Riverside and her name was Rainbow, which now it's Rainbow Creek because we had to put that on there. But yeah, they literally, the sheriff called the lady up and was like, did you just dump your dog in Lytle Creek? And she was like, yeah, I don't want the dog anymore. And the lady's like, well, you could have dropped it off here, there, or the other. And so now that lady actually has charges being pressed against her for the dog, and then for us being almost ran over. So she's, yeah, don't dump your dogs, or like,
Don't dump your chip dog.
duh. Like, duh.
How can she do that? Like, idiot. No, but that's terrible.
Horrible.
That's horrible. How do you know like how long she had the dog for?
2 years.
She had it for 2 years.
Yeah.
That's fucked up. And she blatantly said, I don't want him anymore.
She admitted, I don't think she realized like that she was going to be in trouble, because she flat out was like, yeah, I can't take care of the dog anymore. Like, you know, this dog was so sweet too. Like, oh my gosh. Like, so cool.
What kind of dog was it?
A little Chihuahua.
Oh.
She wasn't even shaking. She was chill. I was like, girl, do you need to smoke a bowl? And she
Yeah.
was like, yes,
I
please.
think she does this all
My
the time.
day was so rough. She is crazy.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
That's messed
Thank
up,
you for
dude.
saving me. It's like, I got you, Rainbow.
And this wasn't like at night, or was it during the day?
No, this is like at 1:30 during the day,
Really?
for sure.
Well, she probably figured, nobody's out there around
And
that time.
we just happened to be coming up from the St. Turia site at the right perfect timing. Timing is everything in life.
Yeah.
You know, I believe in divine timing. And so, yeah, it just went down completely perfectly.
Damn. How many other crazy stuff do you come across? That's pretty wild.
I got stories, bro.
That's pretty wild
Yeah.
to see.
I know. Like people are like, you should write a book because it's a lot. There's been so many things, like even being on the streets, seeing women picked up and nearly trafficked right in front of me because they don't realize that I'm not unhoused, you know, and seeing like I could have been next, or like, for instance, one of my unhoused guys, which I'm really attached to, his name's Gabriel. He lived in front of the church's chicken. And this guy was old, like now knowing his age, he was 69, and he was disabled from his job. He broke his back. And if you saw him walking around town, he was completely slunched over. Like he couldn't walk standing straight up. And, this guy was my friend. There was so many rainy nights where I would like take him food and then just go sit with him and eat on the corner of Waterman and what, 9th? Is that 9th where the church's chicken is? And we would just chill, like in the dark, you know, just hanging out. And then, I literally tried to get him off the streets. Like I got him so many walkers. People kept bullying him for his walkers. And I don't know what happened, but I saw him one day, and then 2 days later, I walked up to go feed him, and there was yellow caution tape and blood splatter all over church's chicken wall. And I thought he was dead. But come to find out, he murdered somebody. Pretty sure it was the lady that kept taking his walkers because her husband also had a broken back. And my guy now is in jail, you know. And I have to be like, you know, kind of realistic. Like now he's got a roof, food, medical attention that he needs that I couldn't get him. But it's fucked up that like this man could have had a chance, but he just couldn't take it no more, you know. And we all have that point, right? Like how much abuse are you willing to take? And so this man that I love, like that I know just shouldn't be in that situation, is. And it's crazy, crazy knowing that, that he had the ability for one to do that. And people are always like, that could have happened to you. And it's like, no, I don't believe that. I don't believe that. There's intent with everything,
Right.
So it just sucks. I miss him.
And it sucks that, even knowing that, he's being fed now. There's some sort of shelter. Sure, there could be some violence in there as well, but it's unfortunate that it takes that, to get to a certain point.
Yeah, it took all that for him to get housed.
Yeah.
It sucks. I had just begged Fontana PD to help him get him out of that situation. But because of jurisdiction, him being Dino's, community, Fontana couldn't help him. And so, yeah, it sucked.
How much of that, the jurisdiction issue, how is that a big problem?
It is.
Yeah.
It is because, even in my community right now, there is a bar owner who wants to go around and collect the unhoused and take them to LA. And
why would he do that?
Because he thinks that all of them are from LA.
Mm. He thinks? How?
Yeah. He thinks. He hears, when people get released from jail, here's a bus ticket or here's a train ticket, take it to the last stop, Yeah. But we're not, Dino's not the last stop anymore.
What's sorry, what's Dino?
San Bernardino.
Oh, San Bernardino.
Sorry.
Okay, got it. No, it's okay.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
But it's a known fact that unhoused kind of stick to the locations and the streets and the terrain that they know. A, because they have ties there, and B, because they know that they can get, resources to the things that they need. And so this bar owner thinks that everybody just came from LA. So he wants to take them and drop them off at City Hall. And, but my thing is that's not a solution. Okay. And then I know, after interviewing and, dealing with so many of the community on the streets, that's not a fact. They're either from Dino or Riverside or Fontana or from another state, or they're military vets, something to that nature. But it's random to hear somebody say they're from Los Angeles.
Yeah,
honestly.
that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people, out of, are you originally from California?
Yeah, I'm from Fontana, born and raised.
Fontana, okay. So are we were from here, but I know that a lot of people say oh, California, Los Angeles, all the homeless people, right? And I always tell Gil, I'm a lot of these homeless people are from other states and they come to California because we're, believe it or not, one of the states that pretty much protects them more than the other states. So I'm if anything, we have, your people that, are looking for help and to be safer and, within our communities. But I hear that all the time. It's oh no, you guys are sending us your homeless people or, things like that. And I'm a lot of the people are from out of state.
Yeah. So California is the land of opportunity. We know that because everybody wants to come here. Right. Now it's just full of warehouses, but at one point it was the place to be. And so there's so many people that are now seniors that came here to take a chance on being an actor or just wanting to run away from a bad experience in life. Which is cool. I get it. Kudos for them to trying to start over and find something fresh to do. But when that point was lost where they couldn't make it and they had no resources, now they're on the streets. But there's also a lot of people who should be receiving like government SSI and disability and or like their welfare. But because of that whole process and how hard it is, they're not getting it for whatever reason.
It's a long process.
It is.
It's a long process, and especially if you don't have the resources to get a state ID, if you don't have a mailing address, like there's a like even the getting to the paperwork to do all the paperwork, being literate, doing and getting copies of your social security card, like there's a lot in there. The process is just it's a deterrent from people getting the help that they need.
Totally. And, you know, once you're discouraged so many times, I mean, what's going to cause you to continue trying? You know, so many people give up because they just feel like there's no more room for them to do anything to better their situation. And going back to my disability, that's kind of the reason why I do what I do. I see my face in a lot of these people. Becoming disabled was not something that I ever expected, you know, and I was such a hustler. I tattooed, I did makeup, I worked at Costco, I had paycheck coming in, money coming in all the time. Art selling, you know, it didn't matter. I make jewelry, like I did all these things, you know, and in one moment, just one day, like I even worked overtime the day before. Like I woke up and my arms weren't, you know, working. And your whole world changing. Like everything you knew is completely changed now, you know, and then nothing is on your side at that point. You know, you have to hire an attorney. You have to apply for government assistance. You have to mentally like deal with like the trauma of becoming disabled, the pain that you're now living in, trying to explain all of this to fucking everybody because, you know, you have to tell this person, that person, it's a process. For me, like one thing I was really irritated about, which made me start advocating for people with disabilities, is because everything has to be handwritten. Like everything, even it's like, tell us about your injury. Well, I can't because I can't fucking write. So, you know, like it's really, really a frustrating world, you know, and say you give all that to someone who already has a learning disability, you know, it's like, what is that person going to do? It's not like you get hurt on your job and then, oh, you're immediately assigned an advocate who can walk you through the steps of the process, which by the way, we should have. There's none of that. It's like, here you go. You're blind now. Go figure it out.
Yeah.
And you have no idea what you're doing. And they speak a whole other language. Your attorneys speak a whole other language. And then all of a sudden, just it's just a complete mess, you know? And to find hope in that, well, I have to thank the land. But some people can't find that hope in anything. And so then what?
And I think that that's something that we don't think about on a daily basis. Like you have people that are like, oh, these people are just lazy, or oh, these people are just out there because they're on drugs, they're on alcohol, they're on this, they're on that. Like I'm not going to support them. I'm not going to pay my taxpayer money. I'm not going to give them money. And it's like everybody was, you know, we don't know the stories. We don't know what happened to people. We don't know what put them there, you know, and it's kind of like a little inhumane to just kind of just think of them as like nobody anymore, you know? And I think for me, that's what makes it like the worst.
Definitely. And to be honest, like I'm an introverted kind of person, you know, but I cannot have all this information, have understanding the way I do, and be quiet about it. And so now I'm full force the opposite. And I don't know what I'm doing, but I do know that like I have understanding and I'm going to fight for those who cannot fight for themselves, flat out. I'm going to fight for myself. I'm going to do what I can to, you know, cuz right now it's hard for me financially. I'm a single mom. You know, I don't make an income because I'm technically living off of, you know, like welfare because I'm in line for disability And when that'll be approved, who knows? And I can't fully collect all my child support because I'm on welfare. So all my child support goes to the government. And it's just like people don't realize what it's like to live off the system unless you've done it. Like you just don't know.
Yeah.
And so people who haven't experienced that don't need to be voting on it and don't need to be judging others. Flat out. Like, and so a lot of this people don't know about me, and it's really hard to like say those things, you know, and for people to look back at me and be like, oh, she's on welfare, and then their judgments. And I do get judgment. I get a lot of love and praise and everything, but there are people out there that call me a bad mom because I'm broke, you know, and like when my car got broken into in Lytle Creek, you know, I was upset because buying a new window for me, $300 is not that easy for me to come up with, you know, and I really try not to ask for donations. I don't want people feeling sorry for me. I don't even want people knowing my financial situation, to be quite frank, because it's embarrassing. Like I used to hustle so much, you know, but it is what it is. And I'm going to make it through and we're going to figure it out. And that's why I'm fighting for a change.
And for you to be on those panels at the Garcia Center it's amazing because you can be the voice for all those people that have had an experience just like you.
Totally.
Yeah. That's awesome. Thanks for doing this.
Yeah, totally. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for sharing everything, all your stories. I really appreciate it. And if there's anything that I can help out with, or Amber, or the podcast, or Mind Buzz Media, I mean, we're totally there because you're doing an awesome job.
Thanks. I really appreciate that. I'm honestly so blessed. Like, I just love my life now. I love being disabled. I fully welcome it. You know, it has given me like so much mindset that I never saw before. And just being able to raise my daughter with this understanding and her understanding me with a disability at 4, it proves that we can, you know, place these small seeds in little people and they can be conscious of like what's actually happening in the world, you know, and what they're doing and their decisions that they're making. And, oh, I will throw away this piece of trash. Hey, mom, like you just littered. That's not cool. And yeah, like it's kind of, my whole life has just kind of been like just like, I don't know, like, how do you say, like, we'll see. We'll just see what happens. It's been
So what's next for Socal Trash Army? Where do you want to see yourself? Where do you want to see this movement going?
Damn, that's a good question.
We haven't thought that far yet.
There's always so much going on. There's always so much going on. Honestly, like, I just want to keep encouraging the community to think about their space. You know, like, what is it? London has a Devonshire. They made like 15-minute communities. I don't know if you guys heard about this.
No.
But it's where like your living space, you work, and everything you do is within 15 minutes of your house.
Oh.
And you are not allowed to leave like that sanction. And if you want to travel or whatever, it's like twice a year you can leave your area. And I saw that and I was like, damn, this could really happen, because they made Hunger Games. So, I mean, this shit could really happen, right?
That's interesting.
Right? And I was like thinking to myself, like, what if that was to go down? What would your 15-minute space look like? And if that's what you were stuck with, like, what are you going to do about your space?
Mm-hmm.
And everyone would be forced to be working into like their own community. And I hate the idea of that 15-minute space, but considering that it is like a realistic possibility of what they could do to us in the future, people need to start taking care of like their homes straight up.
Yeah.
I like that in a sense for like work, you know, like because a lot of people that, at least in my experience, a lot of people live out in like past San Bernardino County, but a lot of them work in Los Angeles, like Los Angeles County, and it creates a lot of traffic, like just like not traffic, but like, and then also just the like gas. And I'm from what you told me about the what was it, the 15-minute project. I've always had like this thing about that because I lived in Rialto for years, and I worked in Glendora, I worked in San Dimas, I worked in Pomona majority. I'm in Chino now, and most of my commute is to Long Beach, to Paramount, and I make those trips daily. And I think about it, and there's also people living in Los Angeles that work out, you know, like reversed of what I do. And I always thought about that. Like, what if like we were only allowed to work in our own county? Or what if we were only allowed to work in our own city? Like, what would that look like? What would that be? How would that transpire with community? How would that transpire with like traffic and just resources in general? That's crazy. Like, I didn't know that was actually going to be a thing, like, or that's a thing now.
I guess it just depends on, honestly, what's offered in your city. Because if you lived in San Bernardino, that would be dope. There's plenty of places to work, plenty of places to go do stuff at, right?
Right.
But then if you're doing that in like Hemet, you know, they don't have a lot of stuff. They don't have a lot of resources. They don't have a lot of things, you know. So that would really suck for their community.
Right.
Yeah.
But again, you know, if you worked and lived in your space, you would become familiar with your own house that lives
Absolutely.
down the street from you.
Yeah.
You know, you probably wouldn't want to see them there. So people might come together and house them or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just kind of like a realistic possibility I want to like tell people about, because
That's crazy.
It is crazy, but it also makes sense, like you said, like, because it's like your home, you know, or we would hope that people take care of their home and clean their space and make it comfortable. But yeah, I mean, our space is also outside. Our space is the community we live in, we shop in, we go to the park in and everything, and we just are letting it go to shit. It's not good.
it's crazy too, because after COVID, you think everybody would have like so much more appreciation for their
Just a
outdoor
slight
space.
little bit.
Right.
Just a slight, please.
Right.
Yeah.
Nah, man, I think it's just getting worse. And we live in a consumer world where people are so tied up with buying stuff. You know, you can have it so instantly. And it's like, dude, we don't need this shit. Like, we do not need this stuff. You know, keeping up with the Kardashians is something old. You know, like going to Disneyland all the time and having passes, that's kind of like a has-been thing. Being outside is where it's at. It doesn't matter. Being at the beach, being in the mountains, hiking, doing, you know, the off-roading thing, like that's where life is, you know?
Yeah.
You would think, like, even in 2020 when the lockdown was happening, people were out more than ever. I mean, at least that's
In nature.
the feeling that I got, that people went camping more. They went to the beach more. They spent their time outside more. And I don't know how it didn't, you know, continue. even with me, like I admit it, I haven't been to the beach in so long. And before, like, me and my son were going to the beach like every other day. And I mean, we were going to Mount Baldy like all the time just to go out. We didn't hike. We're not hiking people, but we just, you know, just stopped right there on the side of the mountain and just hung out there and just chilled and just looked at the mountain. And we would drive up a mile, stopped, looked at the mountain, took it all in. You know, we got to do that more.
Totally.
We got to take care of the space, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just everybody's job. You know, we're running out of green spaces. We're having all these warehouses built in our areas. And
especially in San Bernardino. Like all these,
crazy.
you turn around and there's another Amazon facility either built or being built. Like in Highland, there's this huge space, and I forgot, I think it's like Victoria Avenue and something. Huge facility, huge Amazon warehouse facility.
And see, they're building all these, you know, places to work, right? But no places to live. So again, it's going to draw more traffic to the area. It's just, you know, I always laugh because they're selling these houses for $800,000. I'm just like, next to the freaking warehouse, like directly, literally right across the street. You know, you're going to be in traffic with big rigs and like, why? We have the worst air quality. I was at city council speaking like 2 weeks ago for Colton, and
dang, you do Colton too?
All the IE basically.
Really?
Yeah, and especially when my comrades, you know, they call me and they're like, "Hey, we're all gathering for the warehouses for this city or that city." That's when we come together and we all fight together. So yes, so Colton was like two weeks ago, and I was like trying to read an article, you know, that literally we are in the 69th percentile for asthma.
What?
Seriously, for Inland Empire.
Oh my
and
God.
then we are in the 65th percentile for cancer.
Wow.
So, yeah. And then they just want to keep building more and more and more, not holding, you know, the warehouses accountable. The warehouses could be responsible for keeping up, you know, simple living spaces. They could be responsible for green spaces, putting back into the parks or putting back into education or even for the unhoused. There's no reason why they can't, you know, Amazon, build housing and run shuttles and get these people employed.
Yeah.
You guys hire anybody. So come on now, give jobs. You know, they're local. And they'll be there to show up every day. Like, you just got to get them the necessities that they need. Help them get a driver's license. Help them get a roof. Make sure they're fed. Clean clothes, you know? Because these people need all the basic necessities to feel like a decent human being. And the community will start thriving, even though I don't want to see Amazon thrive. Sorry, you know? But that is a way. So...
Yeah. But I guess, like, going back to what you're saying, like, political, I mean, that's what it kind of comes down to, because even in my city, I live in Paramount. I'm like, oh, should I be? No, it doesn't matter. I live in Paramount, you know, I'm right next to Long Beach and everything. And I got approached by 2 gentlemen that are, you know, scholars, both, like, doing their doctorates and, like, environmental science and everything. And I remember one day they came and they sat with me and they were like, hey, we want to do, you know, like a community outreach. How can you help us? How can we get this out there to get our community knowing about what's happening? And I'm like, well, what's happening? So they started laying it all out, right? And I've lived in this community since I was like 2 years old, never knowing what was happening. And we have this like metal place, which is like one of the biggest like metal producing facilities within like this whole region of the United States. You know, it produces like the most metal, and it sits in a small town. I mean, Paramount is tiny, it's small, and it's just like oozing out, you know, chemicals that are creating cancer and all these things. And one of the guys actually lives across from it, and him and I think his entire family all have cancer now to this day, and they're trying to do like a lawsuit with them. And I was like, well, why isn't the city doing anything? And he's like, well, because this company produces money for the city. And he's like, and the city's never going to shut them down or anything. And regulation wise, they're just kind of putting a Band-Aid over it and saying, hey, you have to have this filter, and that's it. And he's like, this filter is not helping shit. And I'm just like, whoa. And you know, and I was asking him, like, so why don't we know about this? And he's like, because he's like, every time we have town community meetings, he's like, they won't send out flyers. They won't let the community know. They won't disclose the location because I'm like, yeah, well, where are they? Like, I'm part of the community. I want to know. And he's like, they won't. He's like, they'll say that they do, and they'll probably put one flyer out, and it'll be like within one of their facilities, and then that's it. And they're like, yeah, we tried. And then nobody shows up to the meetings to, say no or say anything. And he's like, that's how it is. And he's like, and that's how it is in all cities. He's like, money talks.
Super typical. They only have to announce it like one time, and it's like in a newspaper, and nobody reads the newspaper anymore. It's like you can't even make the effort to put it on social media. It's really intense because they'll say they tried. But
how do they sleep? Like, I don't. That's
that part.
Yeah.
Literally. I wonder that so many times. I'm just like, how do these people like go about their daily business just fully knowing that they're doing something wrong? Like, one of my buddies sits on a board, I'm not gonna say because it's local, and he literally one day left his cell phone open and on documents right in front of me and then left. And I didn't realize what I was looking at, but it was a classified email regarding it's even scary to talk about this because this could get us into trouble. But it was regarding about something that ties literally every community together. People that are housed, that are unhoused, renting or owning or business. But there's things that tie us all together, and that's water and power and gas. So with that being said, this email, I could not believe what I was reading. I mean, if the public knew, really what was happening behind their backs, more and more people would be showing up to these council meetings for sure. Like, for sure. But, it takes effort to get community support. It has to directly affect people in order for them to get, active.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Damn, dude. Do you think he left that so you can read it?
Oh, 100%.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, 100. Because he knows what I do. And he knows it's wrong. And he was just, I haven't expressed this information because, again, I put myself in jeopardy. And I live in a really scary world sometimes, you guys. Yeah. It's hard. It's really hard.
Well, if there's anything that we can do to help out.
Thanks.
Do you want to push that yellow button? Thanks for coming by and doing this. You probably have more stories, and we got to have you back.
Cool.
I want to have you back in the next couple of weeks.
Thanks for finding me interesting enough to have me.
So tell us what's going on with Socal Trash Army and you.
Yeah, so we have a cleanup coming up March 18th at 9 a.m. Hidden Acres in Lytle Creek. We're going to do graffiti removal. I have a bunch of events coming up, actually. I have the East Street cleanup. I have the Easter event. I have Juneteenth. Oh, Juneteenth at San Bernardino Valley College. Literally, just come find me on Instagram or Facebook, Socal Trash Army Instagram or Socal Trash Army Facebook. I don't give my number out anymore.
That's fine.
I'm like, no, don't.
Don't.
I got crazies that call me, so I had to change the number recently too. It's too much.
I also see that you have like a wish list here, right?
Yes.
People go on there.
It is on my favorite website, Amazon. But yeah, we have a bunch of things that we need. We're always collecting. I'm, grassroots again, so the support is there, but it's not a lot. I can always use support from the community. And hey, donations for gas or anything you guys want to help me with, like, I'm accepting.
Cool.
Also, my art show. I'm doing a trash art show. It's my first art show.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Yeah, it'll be at the Little Gallery in August, so keep up with me on that too.
That's awesome.
And I want to say something to anyone who's ever volunteered for me. Like, dudettes, thank you so much for rocking with me. And I really, truly appreciate you guys. This would be nothing if it wasn't for you.
The Mind Buzz Podcast.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you. Thanks for listening to the Mind Buzz podcast. Subscribe to the Mind Buzz YouTube channel and watch full podcast episodes. Keep up with the hosts, guests, and upcoming events by following the Mind Buzz on Instagram @the Mind Buzz. See you on the next one.